what's up? My name is Samuel Leeds. I'm a property investor. I also train a lot of other people to become property investors. I'm with my man Chris Jaap.
Hi.
And Chris Jaap has got 13 HMOs that he controls. He's on the academy. Chris, you're killing it, man.
Thank you very much.
So this property, this isn't yours, right?
No, this is a property we sourced for our investor.
He sourced it, packaged it, he's project managing it. It's a BRRR HMO, 6 beds, ensuites. Show us everything, Chris. Let's go around. Great, so this is room number 1.
This is room number 1. It's going to be a 6-bed, all ensuite HMO.
So this was the front reception room.
Yeah.
Here's something interesting, Chris. I often say you turn a living room into a reception room by just putting a bed in it. Not the case with this room.
No, we've had to do a few things. Obviously, build the ensuite, take the fireplace out. Obviously, you get fire doors, interconnecting smoke alarms.
But this is not just a HMO. This is a BRRR HMO, right?
Yes. How it was packaged together was it was bought cheap. We're going to do the work on it, and then its end value is going to be either pull out almost all your money, leaving very little in.
Yeah, and then rent it out for a fortune.
And then generate over £2,000 gross a month.
I mean, what are these? What's this area like for room rentability?
It's blue collar workers.
Yeah.
So
did you do dummy ads?
We did a dummy ad on Spare Room. We contacted a few of the HMOs who were up and running in the area just to check what's going on. And the feedback that came back from them was it's difficult in certain aspects, but where you're located, because it's so close to the town centre, no troubles all day long.
Great.
They were fighting over who to choose. They were saying like, we want you.
And I love the fact that you've put these partition walls in. That presumably this will be an ensuite, right?
Yes, we managed to manipulate the floor space enough to get every room as an ensuite.
Yeah, good.
Some jiggery pokery for the smaller rooms, but I
feel like now in 2020, especially in an area that's a little bit more working class, you kind of want ensuites because otherwise you're going to attract the wrong kind of tenants. And times have changed. I contradict what I used to say 4 or 5 years ago. Now I think it really helps having ensuites in, and especially, I mean, how much does this cost? This partition wall? I bet it's peanuts.
It's peanuts, yeah. I mean, for the build team that we've got to come in here, it's mostly just day rate and materials.
Yeah.
So
you're probably talking a few £100, right, to get a
maximum.
So check that out. A few £100 to get a wall built, and then for an ensuite, I know how much ensuites cost. You're probably talking £2,000 max to have a shower, toilet, sink, ensuite. So it doesn't cost that much, but then you're going to push the value right up. So great. Are they all big size like this?
There is
one,
yeah, I'll take you through. There's one smaller room that we've had to be crafty with, and the rest are all medium to large.
Jiggery pokery here.
Top jiggery.
Look at this.
So this is the partition wall we had to create. This was reception room number 2, because that first bedroom was reception room 1, this was reception room 2.
Yeah.
So we created the partition wall in here and then built an ensuite at the back.
But most people that would see this room like it was before would think, oh, that couldn't be a bedroom because people would have to walk through the room. Yeah. But you're thinking, no. You can, for a few £100, build a wall, right?
Get that partition.
And these walls are different to these walls. These walls are brick walls. These walls are stud walls. Cost next to nothing. So this is going to be a bedroom and
another large ensuite.
Great. What was the situation with when you bought this? Pipe works, boiler, electrics. Was it all shot, or was it actually okay?
No, they were fine. The electrics is compliant. We've obviously had to add additional spurs into the main distribution board, and the plumbing it's going to be a bit of an issue. Not an issue. It's a bigger cost because we have to get all the waste pipes put in, all the pipe put in, the central heating. There's a gas combi boiler already. We're going to upgrade that so it can cope with the extra 6 ensuites. But
it's like a full refurb. This.
It's
How
everything.
much? What's the cost of the total refurb?
When we packaged the deal, we anticipated it to be £40,000.
Okay.
At the moment, looking back on what we've done and how we're calculating things, I would expect us to finish around the 42, 43.
That's not bad. 43,000 for a full refurb like this. Honestly, not bad at all.
So this is the communal room in here.
Yeah.
So again, trying to keep the properties in an appealing to create demand for the people. We can't just turn every room into a bedroom. For us, we have a bunch of HMOs we have across Chester, North Wales and Liverpool.
Yeah.
We find listening to the tenants helps. and maximising it where they've got just bedrooms and nowhere to socialise, it's changed and they don't want that anymore.
Really?
They prefer to have somewhere somewhere's nice
That's
and homely.
interesting because I think it depends on the area.
Yeah,
See, in Birmingham, they don't care about communal
No.
rooms. They just sit on their iPads in their bedroom with super fast Wi-Fi. That's all they want. So it's really interesting. So this is going to be a communal area. Presumably this will just remain a kitchen.
And this is going to be the kitchen, yes.
Great.
So it's going to have, to keep it compliant, it's only got the single sinks. We're putting a dishwasher in. And the HMO officer came round during the week and she gave it all the ticks for everything we need to do.
What were the ceilings like before? Did you have any issues cladding or?
It's just, it was just not very nice. This is an extension that was put on previously, so that's why the roof slopes towards the back end.
Okay.
So that's the reason it slopes there. So we're just trying to prep it so it can be skimmed, so it's nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was grease stained, horrible, and
Nasty.
just not nice.
Did you have an asbestos check? Did you have any issues there?
We didn't carry out an individual asbestos check, but when we had the builders come round and the roofers, because we had the roof done, they came and the areas they looked at that getting replaced, there was no asbestos.
Great. So downstairs, you did have 3 reception rooms. It was all badly laid out, but you turned it into reception room, kitchen, 2 double ensuite rooms.
Yeah.
And then we've got another 4 upstairs.
Let's go and see those.
Yeah, show me around.
4. So we're going to create. This was the master bathroom initially, with a bedroom in there. We're going to create the partition wall here to create a fire door, and this is all going to be one room. So that's
massive room.
It's the master.
Master.
If
I was a tenant, I'll be in here.
First in.
I'll be in here.
First in. So we have to create this in here. We're just going to box off the boiler.
Yeah. And just skim this, right?
Yeah, everything's getting full house is getting plastered.
Yeah.
The full house is getting plastered, so we're just getting the boards ready, prepping it so it's ready.
Yeah, great. Nice, very big, very solid house.
So this is bedroom number 4. Again, a nice large size with ensuite.
So literally every single room, because of the size of it, you've just been putting en suite rooms.
Well, when we looked at the floor plans initially, it was just our eyes lit up. It was almost like, wow, look at the dimensions. You're thinking,
You're always lit up there, Chris, because you're the master of jiggery pokery. Most people would look at floor plans and they wouldn't know what to do with it. No. But I always find these days estate agents always get the floor plans wrong.
Oh yes, it's
like way off.
They didn't even consider that extension at the back. That wasn't on the floor plan. So initially, the layouts were completely different. So what we thought we were turning up to do had to change where we viewed it because it didn't match up. But as you can see when you come through it, there's still large reception rooms, there's still large rooms on the top floor as well.
Sometimes though, if you're buying a house, you've got to come out and measure it. Because you cannot rely. I've known people though that are uneducated. See, Chris is educated. Chris is on the academy, so he knows his stuff. But I've honestly known people that buy a house based on the floor plans, they're turning it into a HMO, but the estate agents said the rooms are slightly bigger than they are, and suddenly, boom, they can't get a license.
No, you're stuck.
That's what happens. And tell me, Chris, I would say anyone can be a property investor. Property investing is simple, okay? However, this is technical, isn't it?
It's quite complex from the start to the finish, definitely. It's more complex than you first think about, because when you factor in all the figures initially to make it stack, the end value to make sure that you've got the exits sorted out, your comparables, your due diligence to make everything. Just
managing the builders?
The builders, the whole build itself, it's the costs, the timelines, everything that's involved in that.
So you're managing this, so you've packaged it, you've sourced it, you found it. How did you find this deal? How did you find it?
We found it on Rightmove. It was found on Rightmove, and it was in such a bad state, they were saying they needed a quick sale. So straight away I was thinking, well, there must be a motivated seller. So I thought, we'll find out what's going on with it. The more we looked into it, the more the floor plans added up and this, and then you did your due diligence and it's thinking, this is a great property. Yeah. It's a good thing. So it was Rightmove, spoke to them. We almost lost it on the 11th hour because, again, with the auction, they still wanted it to go to auction, but whilst we were carrying out all the surveys for the investor, they were still proceeding with that. If we could get it done in time, then we could have it. And I think it was half an hour before the auction started. We got it.
Great.
Closed it. So
that's the thing. You've got to sometimes act quick.
Yeah.
You've got to make things happen quick. And I think as a property investor, as an entrepreneur, speed. I mean, just about every deal that's been worth doing that I've done, I almost lost it at one point. And a lot of the best deals I never bought because someone else beat me to it.
Yeah, we're finding that's the case at the moment. We're getting picked to the post almost on a few deals. We've lost because of that. People are coming now with all your packages, all your documents ready basically.
Yeah.
Proof of funds, ID, decision in principle. At least you can turn up to review, and if you do want
I had it last week. I don't know if Ben told you, we had a property just down the road from here in Liverpool. Great development opportunity. Half an hour too late with our offer.
Really?
That's just like, oh. Anyway, show me the other couple of rooms.
So yeah, these last rooms. This is the master jiggery pokery, as I say.
You are the man at jiggery pokery.
So this room here was a tiny box room. So if you look from this wall here, this was one room.
Yeah.
So this was obviously too small to be compliant for anything.
So it was literally just that.
That's it. You can touch the walls from side to side, obviously.
Yeah.
You're in. So that's
like
it.
Like an office or a cocked room.
Yeah, exactly. A box room.
How on earth have you? What's going on here, Chris?
So we've knocked the walls down and pushed into the next room, because this next room was large enough to have the space borrowed and for both rooms to be compliant. So we've
Where's the bed going in here?
The bed's going to go this way. 4-foot bed.
I see what you've done. So you've taken the whole room back a couple feet, maybe 3 feet, but then that bit's going to be ensuite.
Yep.
That bit's going to be sort of a bed. Okay.
Bedside cabinet.
And presumably that room can afford to just have a little bit nicked from it.
Yes, definitely. That room. We've managed to make this into, I think it's 6.7 metres squared. We're cutting it fine.
Just the right amount.
It's good regulation.
Lots of light though.
Yeah, natural light, windows.
Windows were already double glazed when you bought it.
All double glazed.
Yeah.
And en suite again.
Yeah. And then the final room. Room number 6.
So this is the final double ensuite room. So it is, yeah.
Decent. Would you get a double in here? 3/4 bed?
3/4 bed.
3/4 bed?
4-foot bed, yeah.
And then you've got a big ensuite, very long.
Large.
You're going to have to base coat this?
Yeah, have to base coat. That was one of the problems we saw when we first viewed it. It was need repointing. You could see that, so we accounted for that in the initial costings, but when the roofers come out, we're saying, look, it needs more than that. So that has pushed the costs up a little bit, which is why we've gone from 40 to 43.
But you know what though, 40 to 43,000 is not bad.
No,
and you're what? I think you said you're 1 week behind schedule.
So far, yes. We're halfway through, and it's 1 week.
Not bad.
No.
Like it. So you're packaging deals, you're selling deals, you're controlling properties, you've got rent to rent. You've got your fingers in a lot of pies, buddy.
I'm a busy man, yeah. So I started off doing the rent to rent, and I systemised that where we had a property manager and a lettings manager in place.
Yeah.
So it allowed me to step away from that and look into doing something else. Set up the deal sourcing business. So we slowly built an investor list with this, and now we're working with a handful of investors who are trying to build portfolios with them.
Yeah.
So this is one of them. This is one of the projects we've got going on.
And you know what you've been doing so well? You've been posting what you've been doing. You've been posting on Instagram. You've been on Winners on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
How's all that working out for you?
It's good. I must admit, I know you need to get out more. I do a lot. I try and do videos of my experience. And
where did this lady come from, the investor?
Instagram.
There we go.
Instagram.
So you're putting yourself out there. You're posting. You're coming on my show, on my YouTube show right now.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about. Having a good product or service, finding someone that needs that, and making yourself known and bringing the two together. So I like it. This was bought for 114,000.
114,000, yes.
43,000 is going to be the total refurb cost.
Yes.
So all in, you're talking
almost
114 plus 43. So all in, you're talking 157. I knew that figure, I just didn't want to say it. 157. End value. What's the end value going to be once it's done?
Estimated minimum of 200.
A minimum of 200, which means you can then refinance, pull the vast majority of your money back out. Yeah. Room rentals, what are we talking?
With the en-suites, we're talking about £100.
£100 per week?
Per week.
Times that by 52, that means 5,200 per year. Divide that by 12, that means 433 per month.
Per room.
Per room. There's 6 rooms, so you're talking 2,600 bang on.
Yeah.
For the rent, estimated.
Estimated, yeah.
So this is going to be given once you're paying the mortgage payments. It's going to be must be cleaning what at least a grand.
It's over £1,000, yeah. So the idea is obviously, as you've just gone through, then is it will be refinanced to pull out the vast majority, if not all, of the money.
Now you've got a whole bunch of rent to HMOs. You've got some rent to serviced accommodations.
Yes.
I've got an hour or so right now. I want you to show me your best couple of properties that you've got. Let's get round and tell us the story. But I love this one. Love this one. See, that's the thing. Chris is doing well. You know why Chris is doing well? I'll tell you why Chris is doing well. Because he's got the knowledge and he's taking massive action and he's putting himself out there. So, mad respect to Chris. Chris, when did you join the academy?
Last August.
You joined the academy last August. Killing it. Was it a good decision, Chris?
It's paid for itself.
Paid for itself. There we are. There we are. Let's go.